Yard, aka the ZT baseball fields here in Orange County. Victoria. A quick visit out to the mound to talk to O'Quinn as the leadoff batter gets a free ride 90 feet. Over on the first base side as O'Quinn delivered a walk to the leadoff man, and now we're in a 2-2 count here. And fastball upstairs. Jaden still parked at first. Decent lead there on the move. And Walters, a one-hopper down. The tag is on and safe and in time. So stolen base for Jaden. And a ball at the plate. The count goes to 2-2. Slow roller chopper. O'Quinn will make the play. And so O'Quinn with two walk batters here. Or Nate. And a swing and a miss outside, and O'Quinn will work ahead here. The count is 0-1. And back to back there. So Quinn locating. The count is 0-2. Runner goes, high fastball, throw in time, tag is on. So the runner gets picked off, and that'll turn the side over. They'll leave two. They tag one of them out, and we'll head to the bottom of the first. No score. We'll be right back. So as the prospects get ready to go here in the bottom of the first inning, On the defensive side, your pitcher of record, Nate, will be on the hill. Behind the plate in the 2 spot will be Liam. In the 3 position, D'Lo. Over on the 4 spot will be Burns, and in the 5 spot, Lee. The 6 position, Jaden. Out in left field, Uriah. And center field will be Zach, and rounding things out over on the right side, looking for that position on the official scorecard. And I don't have it, but I'll get you the name here momentarily. Blaylock will lead it off. We're ready to go. And the count is 1-0. Prospects 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom of the first. Victoria on deck. Nate ready to go. Ball missing low. The count goes to 2-0. And cut foul to the left side, and the count goes to 2-1. And a ball low, 3-1 is the count to Charlie Blaylock, the leadoff hitter for the Prospects. No score, game number 2 here in pool play action this Saturday, Cinco de Mayo weekend. And pulled foul, a big rip there to the Prospects dugout. And the count goes full at 3-2. And a ball out, ball 4. So Blaylock gets on board, the leadoff hitter, with a walk, and that'll bring up Victorio. So Nateo will step in, a.k.a. Monster. And on deck, Easton O'Quinn. Blaylock with good speed. And Victorio takes a cut, fouls it straight back. And the count is 0-1. Runner goes, throw down is not in time. Looked like Blaylock got it off his arm there, but good throw down, good strong arm coming out of the pop, and Blaylock will move up 90 feet. Ball at the plate. And a 1-1 count to Victorio. So Liam wants a word with his pitcher, and they get that worked out. And Victoria will step back in. So runner in scoring position here, and the count is 1-1. And a ball's up, that gets away. Victorio lets that get through, and like that, not biting at the plate and moving up as the ball breaks through, and the count's 2-1 with Charlie Blaylock at third. So 1-2 count, correction. And Victoria now with an opportunity with no outs here in the bottom of the first. And a good stop behind the plate. It's shallow, it's only about 20 feet as I've mentioned here, and the count goes to 2-2, so there's not much of a backstop. And very easy to recover quickly on the catching side. The 2-2 count. Breaking ball missing out. The count goes full at 3-2 with O'Quinn on deck. So Nate with a 3-2 count. Back up the middle. And a good grab. They should have one there. And the trouble off of first base. A routine play. And Blaylock will score. And on board will be Victorio. The shortstop, Jaden. Looked like he had the automatic out. And the prospects will bring one across. So no outs for Easton O'Quinn as he steps in. Takes a look down to the third base side to Coach Carlos, skipper of the club. And Victorio running at first. Pitch on the way. O'Quinn takes a cut foul, and the tree saved that one for many cars. The count is 0-1. Temperatures cooling off some here. High ceiling, low clouds, and a good pitch there as Nate comes inside and locates. The count goes to 1-1. Victorio parked at first. And fastball gets it through. And like that, Nate gets the strikeout. And that'll bring up Blake Barberena. One out. Here in the bottom of the first frame, Barberena's got Victoria over at first. And the count is 1-0. And Barberena takes the cut, straight back foul. And Nate will even things up here at 1-1. And a ball's cut foul. Victoria looked like he was on the move and kind of got hung up there in the turf. It's brand new turf. And got a little hung up and might have just caught the front of his cleat there, but hit and run. But fouled off. The count is 1-2. And Nate runs it in low, and the count will go to 2-2. Throw back over to first. A good move for the pitcher, Nate. Back over. Della over on first base. And the ball's outside. The count goes full to 3-2. So Barberena discipline at the plate, and Nate looking for an out here with one down.
Go, Nate.
Runner goes, swing and a miss. Strikeout at the plate and tagged out. So Victorio thought it was ball 4 perhaps, and Barberena gets a strikeout at the plate, and Victorio stops about 2 feet shy of second, and the second baseman put his glove on him. So obviously a breakdown there. We'll head to the bottom of the first. 1-0 correction, top of the second. We'll be right back. We're ready to go here in the top of the second. The Prospects leading this one 1-0. And we're ready to go. Here's Easton O'Quinn. Goes here in the top of the second. Pitch on the way. O'Quinn will work ahead here. The count is 0-1. And O'Quinn just missing inside. And 5, 6, 7 hitters here in the top of the second. Nate looks at a ball. The count goes to 1-1. And a little low there in the zone. It's a 2-1 count to Nate, the 5 hitter, pitching, starting for the West Coast Black Dogs. So I'm going to miss low there. So Pachenko goes low and takes a cut. O'Quinn gets it through, and we're looking at a 2-2 count here. And strike 3 called there. Pachenko gets caught looking, and O'Quinn will get the K. The 6 hitter, Vinny, will step in with 1 out. So Vinny takes a cut and on board with a single.
Hey, let's go, Vernji.
And the 7 hitter, Burns, will step in, plays second base. And he's got Vinny over on the first base side. And O'Quinn will work ahead. The count is 0-1. Throw back over. Vinny gets back in time. We're heading towards the 6 p.m. hour here on the West Coast, and ball just misses for O'Quinn, and the count is 1-1. 5:43 p.m. this Saturday. Into the month of May already. And just missing there, the count goes to 2-1. We had some rain earlier this morning, kind of high clouds misting throughout Southern California, and the afternoon sort of let off, which is nice. Cool temperatures. And a 3-1 count. So O'Quinn is kind of settling in, getting his location. Vinny with a decent lead over on the first base side. Did he go at the plate? And a tag on at first. So they're looking for a call at the plate. So we got to find out what's happening here because I think there's coming back there. I think the infield umpire, I believe they appealed to the infield umpire on the swing or check swing at the plate, and they're saying he did go. So they get the infield umpire, makes the call on the check swing, said he went, and the count goes to 3-2. So Vinny comes back to first. And the ball's hit to the left side. That ball will drop in. And Burns gets a cut to the left side and a single. And runners at first and second.
Go, B.
DeLeo will step in. One out. Runners at first and second. DeLeo steps in. Slider missing. The count is 1-0. And a throw back to second.
On your toes.
Vinny gets back in time and Burns over on first with one out. And DeLeo takes a cut, fouls it off to the right side, and that one's in the street. And the count is 1-1. Fastball up, the count goes to 2-1. And a hard hit ball. That ball is deep. And here comes one. And play it home. And like that, DeLeo goes deep. And on board with a single and an RBI. And we've got a tie ball game here with one out. Malik will step in, the 9-hitter. And O'Quinn will step off. Malik will step back in. And a strike outside. The count is 0-1. First base, and the ball's foul. So O'Quinn ahead here with 2 strikes on Malik, the 9-hitter. With DeLeo over at first after a hard hit ball to center, and Burns over at second. And he did there at the plate, so strike 3. And 2 outs here. And the 10-hitter Liam, the catcher, will step in. And O'Quinn works ahead. The count's 0-1 as he runs it in tight in the upper part of the zone. And an 0-1 count from the stretch. Quinn takes a look at second. Pitch on the way. And same location back to back, so the count goes to 0-2. So Quinn working the inner third of the plate. And Liam just laying off here. And off the fence line. And everybody will move up 90 feet. So that ball gets through, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes.
Go, Lee.
Paleo over at second with a big lead, and time's called as Walters will reset as he sends some communication out to the infield. He's got Burns over at third. The count is 1-2 to Liam. And hit there on the shoulder there. And take a moment there. So he got some of the helmet and a little bit of his shoulder as he turned his head away, but he'll be all right. So I think he got his helmet and the helmet into the shoulder, so that gets away from O'Quinn, and the bases are loaded. So they're going to run for Liam. So the 11 hitter, Devin Gonzalez, will step in. 2 outs, top of the second, a 1-1 tie. And they got to play at home, and not in time. So alert base running for Burns, and that gets away from O'Quinn. On a high fastball, there was no option for Walters. He came out quickly, but not able to glove it. And on a wild pitch, a run will score. And the count is 1-0. And fouled off to the right side. The count goes to 1-1.
Go, Devin.
And another big cut into the parking lot, and just missed the black Honda cars. Living well today. That just almost hit it. And the count is 1-2. So Gonzalez will step back in with a 1-2 count here and 2 outs. And another cut fouled off. And Manavong, routine play there. 6-3 put out, but West Coast Black Dogs, they move ahead on a wild pitch by O'Quinn. It's 2-1. We'll head to the bottom half. Stay with us. We'll be right back. No, back to live action here. Game number 2, the 2025 Perfect Game Cinco de Mayo tournament here at the ZT Parks here in Fullerton. As Brody Taylor will step in to start things off, we're ready to go. Ball's out, the count's 1-0.
Make him breathe, you up. Don't miss it. Get it, Nate.
And a ball low, the count's 3-0. And a strike there. Nate makes the adjustment and runs it in and gets the strike called. The count's 3-1 to Taylor. Still in a hitter's count here. And Taylor, right side. That ball is deep off the barrel. And that ball's all the way to the fence line, and Brody's going to check up at first as they brought it in quickly. A well-hit ball. And all the way into the track and the fence. And on board with a single. So Jimmy Stout will step in. So Jimmy will step in here. As we're just moving into the 6 p.m. hour here this Saturday evening. Bottom of the second frame, 2-1 West Coast Dogs. And Jimmy, big cut there. And the count is 0-1. Ball low and out, and the count will go to 1-1. Hard hit ball in the gap. Brody Taylor's going to round second. He's going to go to third, and they'll throw it in. They'll cut it, but Taylor will end up at third, and Jimmy Stout on board with a single. And the prospects with runners at the corners, and Taseer Badar will step in. So a scoring opportunity here for the prospects.
Come on, something early.
And a ball misses out. The count's 1-0. So Badar looking for a knock. Nate and company looking for an out. Stout over at first. Brody Taylor at third. And he lays off, and Nate will get the strike and even things up. The count goes to 1-1. And Badar takes a cut, fouls it back. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
Good job, good job.
Badar calls time. He'll step out and reload. And a ball in, and the count goes even to 2-2. And strike 3 called, so Pachenko runs it outside. And we'll get the strikeout. And Brandon Manavong will step in with 1 out. On deck, Cameron Walters for the Prospects. Runners parked at the corners. And a good stop behind the plate. And the count is 1-0.
On a fastball.
And Manavong slices it foul and out of play. The count goes to 1-1.
Keep working, Nick.
And a strike inside.
One more.
And the count is 1-2 to Manavong. Prospects trying to even things up here. They're chasing 1 to get even here in the bottom of the 2nd. 1 out, runners at the corners. Manavong, hard hit ball. That ball gets through. And Brody Taylor will come in from 3rd. So Manavong gets a good knock there, and we'll tie things up. A single and an RBI. So a 2-2 tie here in the bottom of the 2nd. Cameron Walters will step in with Tristan Brown on deck. 1 out.
Let's go.
Runners at 1st and 2nd. Jimmy Stout over on the second base side. Manavong at 1st. Time is called. Quick visit out from the catcher, Vinny, talking to his pitcher. Just a couple quick words with Pachenko just to make sure they get it right. And Walters will step in. And good stop out front. And the runners stay put in a ball at the plate. The count is 1-0 to Walters. Correction, 2-0. Following our umpire, Ken, managing the job here, doing a good job today. The 2-0 pitch. And a good grab again at the dish. So a 3-0 count as Vinny gloves that one quickly out on the outer part of the plate and the box side. And a 3-0 count to Walters. Inside for the strike. Vinny comes in. Gets the upper part of the plate called. The count is 3-1. Walters still in a hitter's count here. Lights coming on. So we just moved slightly past the 6 p.m. hour here in Southern California. And a strike outside. So Walters takes a look at 2 pitches and the count is full. So Vinny working his way back. And Walters looking for a knock with 1 down. And a pop-up off of the plate and an easy grab there. So Walters gets jammed and the catcher Vinny comes out quickly and pulls it in for the out. So 2 outs with Tristan Brown to step in. Stout at second. And Manavong at first. Manavong was able to bring in Taylor on his single to tie things up at 2-all. And a ball outside. Tristan lays off. The count's 1-0. And a ball out, the 2-0 count to Tristan Brown. Tristan, hard hit ball, center fielder, right to him. So Brown gets a barrel right to the center fielder. They'll strand 2, but they even things up. It's a 2-2 affair. We'll head to the third. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So Henry Kuhnsteller comes in. He'll take over on the bump here as Walter sends it down. And we'll be ready to go here to start things in the top of the third. Ezra will start things off. They go 12-1-2 in the top of the third frame. It's a 2-2 tie. So Kuhnsteller, right-handed pitcher for the club, ready to go. Ken puts it in play. And a hard hit ball. And Ezra gets a cut. And on board with a single. And to the top of the order, Jaden will step in. Kuhnsteller will work from the stretch. Badar over on first base side. Good pitch there, curveball. And the count is 0-1. Throw back to Badar, tags put on.
Go, Jay.
And a ball missing up. The count goes even to 1-1. Playlock. They're going to go that way, so the runner will advance. Ezra will move over 90 feet to second, and Kuhnsteller and the prospects will get the batter.
All right, great. Switch places. Let's go.
One out. Two-hitter Zach will step in. Kuhnsteller takes a look at second. Pitch on the way. Missing there. The count is 1-0.
See it, drive it.
Kuhnsteller steps off, and he'll reset. And Zach will step back in. Slow roller, Kuhnsteller over to Badar. They get the out there, and the runner will move up. So 2 outs. And the 3-hitter Lee will step in.
Go, B-Lee.
And a ball on the inside part of the plate. The count's 1-0. And a strike call at the plate, curveball. And the count goes to 1-1. And a ball up, a 2-1 count to Lee, the 3-hitter. And a fastball cut foul out in the street as a couple of cars go by. And everything is safe over there. And the count is 2-2 with 2 outs.
See it, drive it.
Backhand's going to be a long throw. And down the line. In time, and the Black Dogs will bring one over, and it's 3-2. So Variah will step in with Lee over on first. Badar holds him on. Kuhnsteller from the stretch. Henry will work ahead. The count is 0-1. And Kuhnsteller gets the call at the plate. The count is 0-2. And strike 3, that'll do it. Kuhnsteller and company, they'll get on the offensive side, but the West Coast Black Dogs are able to move ahead. It's a 3-2 affair. We'll head to the bottom of the third. We'll be right back. Oh, ready to go here as Charlie Blaylock steps in here, chasing one to get even. And Charlie held a hard ball, center fielder right to him, and in and out of his glove. And Blaylock will shut it down. Usually a routine grab there in center field, and just in and out of his glove. So Blaylock starts things off with a deep single. Zach, I believe, is out in center. And Ezra, got a correction there. Thank you, Ezra in center. As Victorio steps in. Strikeout, the count is 0-1. Victorio cuts it foul to the left side and out of play. And an 0-2 count on Nateo. Throw back over to the first base side. Blaylock gets back in time. Talio slaps the tag on over at first. Charlie, always a threat on the bases with good speed. And an 0-2 count to Victorio. Hard hit ball, that'll get through on the second base side, and Blaylock will shut it down at second. And Ezra brings it in quickly from center. And the prospects with runners at first and second and no outs, and Easton O'Quinn will step in. So O'Quinn ready to go. And a ball low and out. The count's 1-0. And he didn't go at the plate, so the count is 2-0. So O'Quinn will step back in. And the infield umpire said no, he did not go. And low on the inside part of the plate, the count is 3-0. And a strike there, O'Quinn taking all the way, and Nate was able to make the adjustment, and the count goes to 3-1. And fastball through, swing and a miss, and the count goes full at 3-2. And ball's low and in, ball 4. So O'Quinn gets on board. And a walk down 90 feet to first, and that'll bring up Blake Barbarena. Well, the base is juiced with no outs. And the prospects with an opportunity here. So Barberena will step in. Barberena right side, laying it out. That gets to the right. Here comes one on his way to two, and no play at home. They cut it in. It caromed off the second baseman's glove. A good effort defensively, and laying it out. Looked as though he had a bead on it, and of course the right fielder was deep, so two come over. And Barberena ends up on board with a single and 2 RBIs. So the prospects go run 3 and 4 here. They pick 2 up in the bottom of the third. Runners at the corners for Brody Taylor. Taylor right side, if that ball stays up, to the fence line. And here comes O'Quinn. And they're going to bring it in here, and Taylor will get an RBI single, and Barberena will move over to third. So the prospects move ahead here with run number 5. And Jimmy Stout will step in as the prospects with no outs. And runners at the corners. So Stout will step in, and Nate looking for an out for his club as the prospects' bats are starting to move here in the bottom of the third frame. On a move is Taylor. No throw. And the count is 1-0. Ball's hit. And they get a tag there. Throw across, and one hopper's in time. So Brody Taylor jumped and right into the glove of the shortstop. He put the tag on. Barberena was going nowhere. And then they turn it back over to first base. So 2 down. And a runner at the corner for Badar. And a strike outside. The count is 0-1. And Badar lays off there. The count goes to 1-1. Time called. Badar will step out. And Pachenko will reset.
Jump on a fastball, man. Jump on a fastball.
And a ball low. Good stop behind the plate. And the count goes to 2-1. And Badar takes a cut. He'll foul it straight back. And the count goes even to 2-2 with 2 outs here. The bottom of the third. Prospects moving ahead here at 5-3. Here in the bottom of the third frame. Barberena parked at third. Badar looking for a knock. And D, right side. And he's going to have to get down the line quickly and make the play off of the second base side. A good defensive effort, but the Prospects will move ahead. It's 5-3. We'll head to the top of the fourth. Stay with us. The 2025 Perfect Game Cinco de Mayo tournament here. Chris Allard with the call. We'll be right back. So back to live action, a pitching change for the Prospects here as we head to the top of the fourth frame. Prospects were able to bring 3 across and moved ahead 5-3 in the bottom of the third. Brody Taylor, the lefty, will take over on the hill, and Jimmy Stout behind the plate. Badar stays over on the first base side, Barberena at third. Blaylock moves over to short, and Victoria will move over to second. You got Manavong, Brown, and Walters, 7, 8, 9 spots on the defense for the Prospects. So Pachenko will start things off. They go 5, 6, 7 here in the top of the fourth. And Brody Taylor will be ready to go. Here's our head umpire. Ken will put it in play, and we are ready to go here in the top of the fourth. And the count is 1-0. And Taylor answers back, makes the adjustment, gets the outside part of the plate called for a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Time called, and Nate will step out. And a big cut there as Taylor runs it up and in. And that gets through for strike 2. The count is 1-2. And a ball chopped foul, straight back. And the count will hold at 1-2. ball's up, and Pachenko having to duck away from that one. And the count evens up at 2-2. And fastball up as Nate lays off, and the count goes full at 3-2. And ball low, ball 4. So Taylor comes in and puts the leadoff hitter, Nate, the 5 hitter actually, on board, and Vinny will step in. And a swing at the plate. Taylor gets it through, and he'll work ahead. The count is 0-1. And a strike called there. The count goes to 0-2. And that ball gets away at the plate and moving up 90 feet, and the count goes to 2-2.
Go, Vinny. Relax.
And swing there, and Brody Taylor ends up getting the strikeout. And 1 out on the books here. Stepping in, the 7-hitter Burns.
Go, Burnsy.
And the count is 1-0. And fastball. Taylor gets that through. And the count evens up at 1-1. And Taylor goes to the low part of the zone. And Brody had a ball and 2 strikes here. And a ball cut foul, straight back. And another swing cut foul as Blaylock, prospect shortstop, in tight over on the second base side. And he rolls off, pitch on the way. And a good stop for Stout. And the count goes to 2-2. Runner goes, swing and a miss, strike three, and a stolen base. But a strikeout at the plate for 2 down.
Do it again, B.
And stepping in, DeLeo will step back in and a runner at third.
Got it, B.
And a ball up, the count is 1-0. And Taylor upstairs with a fastball, and the count goes to 2-0. And Taylor lets it fly low in the zone. It's a 3-0 count to DeLeo. DeLeo, I apologize there. And 2 outs and the runner at third. And ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to DeLeo. And on board with runners at the corners and a visit out to the mound from Coach Ortiz and the prospect. Stay with us. It's getting interesting. We'll be right back.
Today, baby, let's go. Come on.
So back to live action. We're ready to go here. Runners at the corners. And a big cut at the plate there. Malik takes a cut. And the count is 0-1. And Taylor lets it go there, and the count is 1-1.
You got it, Ray.
Runner goes, and they got the runner tied up there. Tag is on, and he's out at home. So a good play at home plate, and that'll do it. They cut it. So a bang-bang play at home and the Prospects prevail. We'll turn the side over as we head to the bottom of the fourth. We'll be right back. So we're ready to go here in the bottom of the fourth. The Prospects leading this one 5-3. Brandon Manavong will start things off for the club. As Nate Pachenko stays on the hill. We're ready to go. Bottom four. Ball out, the count's 1-0. Manavong, one hopper, third baseman should have a routine play across the deck. And not able to pick it over on the first base side, and Manavong will be on board with a single. Stepping in, Cameron Walters. And a strike called at the plate. Counts 0-1. And Walters' bunt attempt fouls it off, and the count is 0-2.
Got it, Nate.
Throw back over to the first base side, and Manavong dives back in. And a ball out. The count goes to 1-2. Shortstop. They go one there. Across the deck is in time. 6-4-3. They turn it. It's actually 5-4-3. My correction. Two down here for the batter Tristan Brown. Bases are cleared. Brown steps in. Pachenko ready to deal. 2 outs, and the ball is low. The count is 1-0. A 2-0 count. And upstairs, the count's 3-0. So Brown not biting the upper part of the zone as Pachenko just misses there, and the count is 3-0. And a strike call as Tristan presented and then pulled back, and good looking pitch for Pachenko, and the count is 3-1. Hard hit ball, ball's dropping in, and it will. And just kind of low part of the barrel. It sounded like it came off solid and just shallow. Just outside of the reach of the center fielder and second baseman, and on board with a single is Tristan Brown.
Pop and throw, Vinny.
Top of the order, Charlie Blaylock will step in. Brown with good speed. And a strike outside, and Pachenko will work ahead. The count's 0-1. Runner goes, throw down, a high throw, the tag is on, and a collision at the plate and safe. So Tristan Brown and the
Not even on the bag. Come on.
So a 1-1 count at the plate for Charlie Blaylock, and a visit out to the mound there and a quick word with his pitcher. And runner moves up to second base. And we're ready to go as Ken, our head umpire, will put it into play. Anthony, the infield umpire, making the call and saying safe at second. So 1-1 count, and Blaylock ready to go. Nate as well. Pachenko on the hill. Charlie, right side, ball's deep, right fielder backing up, and the grab is made. A high fly out to leave one on. We'll head to the fifth. 5-3 Prospects. We'll be right back.
Daddy. Oh my God.
So Stout sends it down to second. We're ready to go here in the top of the fifth frame, 5-3 prospects. And Malik will start things off for the West Coast Black Dogs, as they will go 9, 10, 11 here in the fifth. Brody Taylor stays on the bump. We're ready to go. And the count is 1-0.
Got it, Ray. Ready to fire.
And a 2-0 count. And Taylor goes up in the zone and gets the call. The count goes to 2-1. And Taylor just missing there, and the count goes to 3-1. And Malik takes a cut and fouls it back. The count goes full at 3-2. And strike three called at the plate as Malik takes a look, and Brody Taylor will get the strikeout. Stepping in, the 10-hitter Liam. And hit by pitch. Brody Taylor lets it get away. And like that, Taylor puts the batter Liam on board, and Devin will step in. And the count is 1-0. And a ball up, a 2-0 count. And the count is 3-0. So Taylor, a little bit of trouble here in the fifth with one out. And a 3-0 count to the batter Liam. Ball four pitch walk. So Taylor in trouble here, and Coach Carlos is going to have a visit out to the bump. Stay with us. It's getting interesting. So the skipper, head coach Carlos Avila, out there talking to his guys, and Brody Taylor. Taylor, the leadoff batter, hit by pitch, and now a walk. And we're in the top of the fifth here. So as we get ready to get back to live action here, the batter Ezra will step in. And runners at first and second. 1 out. And Taylor will step off. Jimmy Stout communicating with his pitcher. And a ball is up. The count's 1-0. And a strike called there. Taylor makes the adjustment. And the count goes even to 1-1.
Get Ezra.
And Taylor will step off. So Taylor looks over to his shortstop, Charlie Blaylock, with runners at first and second. And a good pitch there for Taylor. A swing and a miss at the plate. The count is 1-2 to the batter Ezra. And swing and a miss there. Strike 3. So Taylor gets the strikeout. And 2 outs on the books here. The batter Jaden back to the top of the order here for West Coast Black Dogs as Jaden steps in. Fastball. Taylor gets the upper part of the zone and gets the strike called upstairs. The count's 0-1. And Taylor comes inside and a ball called there. And the count goes 1-1. And a hit by pitch. That's the second batter Taylor's hit. And we'll put the runner on, and now the bases are loaded.
See it, drive it.
And the 2-hitter Zach will step in.
Let's go straight.
So
Go, Zach.
and a visit out to the mound. And this could be a pitching change here. Stay with us.
go.
All right, back to action here. We're ready to go. Mason Moeller has checked into the game pitching, and he'll take over for Brody Taylor. And the count is 1-0. And the ball's up. The count's 2-0. So Moeller with a 2-0 count to the two-hitter Zach. And Moeller locates there. The count's 2-1.
Let's go straight.
Got it, Zach.
Hitter's pitch. Let's go. Go, Zach. Sit on one here, kid. Let's go, babe.
So Moeller, the 2-1 pitch. And Moeller runs it in and ties things up. It's a 2-2. So Mason Moeller in a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Time's expired, and we're in the top of the 5th here. And Moeller ready to go from the stretch. The 2-2 pitch just missing out, and the count is 3-2.
Right here, Zach. Protect. Protect.
And swing and a miss, strike 3. Moeller does it, and they'll leave 3 on. The Prospects will win this one, and they'll move into tomorrow, and congratulations to both teams. The West Coast Black Dogs, a great organization and solid play from their club, and a good matchup. And that'll do it as time expired. So they'll shake hands at the plate. That's really what it's all about at the end of the day. Chris Allard with the call. We hope you've enjoyed it throughout the course of today. 2 games and 2 good organizations going after it. These young men are good baseball players. They'll show it again tomorrow. For now, this one's in the books. The Prospects go 2-0. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening and happy Cinco de Mayo.